Well, hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the podcast about action figures. But you know, it's a little bit edgier. You might even say it's a little bit extreme. And I know something about extreme because I'm the franchise Shane Douglas. Squared Circle Action Figure Podcast, the gold standard. Tune in or get your, franchise. Now cut the music.
And welcome back to the Squared Circle Action Figure Podcast. I'm your host, Will the Thrill.
And I am your host, Joe Static.
Hey, Joe, how's it going this week?
Good, man. Pretty good. I received my AEW Series 4 today. I didn't crack that box open, but after we finish this episode, I'm going to crack that open and give those guys a look over. So I'm pretty amped.
I know you're pretty amped. You know what's so funny about this? I was like, well, why don't you go get them and open it on the package? You're like, I don't want to go upstairs. I don't want.
Everybody, they're plastered all over online already. I'm like, whatever.
I know. We were talking. we were talking about this
Jesus.
prior to them arriving at your house, and we were like, Joe was super excited. He's like, well, they're coming. They got the shipping notification. I think I may get them before everybody else, and we can get photos up, and we can,
I'm like, finally, we can get some photos up, but nah.
No.
It's already old news.
How many fucking Proud and Powerfuls do I need to see in a box or out of the box right now, right?
Oh, my Lord. I'm like, do you guys even enjoy the figures? You just open the box and start taking pictures immediately? Do you even look at the figures?
I have to be guilty of that. I am guilty of that as well. We're trying here. We're trying to be staying relevant on our social media accounts, but it doesn't seem like we're relevant because nobody ever wants to fucking follow us. But regardless of all that, I probably dropped the F-bomb a little too early. Sorry, guys and gals.
No, it's all good.
Who gives a shit at this point, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're guaranteed to see Series 4 1,000 times this week, so get ready for that.
Yeah, get ready. And we will have images. Joe will post some photos on the Twitter account, and then I'll repost them on Instagram. I didn't get Series 4, so I was late to order them. I didn't want the whole set. If you go back a couple episodes on the Gorilla position, we actually reviewed this series and gave our position on the entire series figure by figure. And we were very high on the Cody or the Kenny Omega, and seeing them online on everybody's Instagram account, I can still say, Joe, that I feel the same way about those figures. So listeners, if you want to know how we felt about them, go back a couple episodes to the Gorilla position and you can listen there.
Yeah, we did it. We gave our take on that set as a whole.
Yeah, and don't forget, listeners, new listeners, old listeners, we have a ton of episodes up on all major podcast platforms, but the main two I would suggest going to are Podbean or iTunes, and you can check out all our old and new podcast episodes on all major podcast platforms. And Joe, as we're speaking about Instagram and Twitter, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SQDCircleAFP. Again, we try to get photos up there. We're trying to be ahead of the curve a little bit, but we recommend a ton of great sites if you do want to see wrestling figure photos of all the new and latest wrestling figures. Go over to Ringside Collectibles. Those are our pals over there. They have wonderful, wonderful studio shots of pretty much everything that's coming out, and of a lot of past figures too. And you can also check out D Freedom. He does a lot of stuff without watermarks. He also posts the attires and what events they coincide with and stuff. So it's funny. I like D Freedom. He's a good guy. He's got a great account. So I usually follow him if I'm looking at photos. Even when we're doing the podcast, I'll look at some of his photos for reference shots and stuff. That would be my recommendation, Joe. But don't forget, if you want fun, if you want to see fig hunts, if you want to get our take on everything Squared Circle Action Figure Podcast, then follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SQDCircleAFP. What do you want to do, Joe? You want to jump right into it? Maybe they'll do a little for life, baby.
New world order.
New world order for life.
Yeah, I feel like we should talk about this because I think was it last week or the week before? I think it was last week. We were finishing up the pod and we both ordered the NWO Cena, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, but you got to explain to the listeners, look, we literally said, WTF, what's going on with this?
Yeah. What the hell is this?
What the hell is this? We don't like it, but guess what? Insta buy.
You know how we feel about those ringside exclusives, man. Yeah, as we're saying that, we're checking out. It's in our cart. That's it. We got the notification. The order went through.
Oh yeah, I used the old school WFigs 10% off. That's my WFigs 10% off, baby. I've been using that coupon code probably for 10 years plus.
Yeah, man, that's an old one. Oh my god.
That's the old school one, baby. We do it old school style here. And yeah, so I use that coupon code. And the minute we're saying, oh my gosh, why would they do this? How could they do this? Blah, blah, blah. It was already order confirmed.
Yeah. I think it's cool, man. You know, I like the ringside exclusives. Couple things. The only thing I don't like is it has that Firefly Funhouse box where you got to crack it open, which kind of sucks. The box art's cool. I think the scene in NWO's, I think it's a cool, collectible, cool exclusive. What makes me laugh is all the people complaining about it, but it actually came in at number 1 on Ringside. So go figure that one out.
Well, come on, guys and gals. You'd all know, listeners, that John Cena, he has his detractors and haters, and there are a ton of other people that love him, right? I mean, Joe, unfortunately, he's one of the largest superstars to ever grace the squared circle, at least in WWF, WWE. Yeah, it's going to be number 1. And look, I think it's fun. It's a parody piece. It's a play on him possibly turning heel, and he never did. And I'm kind of a little disappointed that he never did that personally, but because he was kind of a heel earlier in his career. But if he did that face heel turn, I think he could have possibly even extended his career. And a lot of his haters or detractors would have probably gone on his side, similar to the Roman Reigns situation right now. You know what I'm saying? Where they just everybody disliked him as a babyface, but as soon as he turned heel, he's just doing some of the best professional wrestling work in the business today. So I don't know. I think it's fun. It's a fun piece, and it's NWO. And I agree with you though. Mattel has to improve that window box. They need Velcro.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that box. I like the design. Like I said, I like the front. I like the back. But if you're a men on card collector, that's it. If you don't want to crack that front piece open to look at the figure, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, or it's a 2-in situation, right? And I don't know if I want to go 2-in with this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't do 2. Or I know, on the live stream you talked about the Velcro or anything to reattach it would be a good idea, but I don't think that's the case yet here.
No, and Rob and Steve have been very vehemently opposed to adding Velcro to these boxes. The minute I recommend it, or the minute someone says it in a chat on one of their Instagram lives, they completely go to cost. I just can't stress this enough, Joe. If it took an extra $1 or $2 onto the retail price, are you going to pay an extra $1 or $2 for the Velcro? Is it even going to matter to you?
I probably wouldn't even notice.
That's what I'm saying. So just add an extra $1 or $2 onto the retail price of the figure, guys. Come on now. Let's be serious, ringside. People are buying this at $29.99, $27.99, $32.99 all day long.
Yeah.
All day long.
And look at their chase figures. They're almost $40.
Exactly. So if you have a high demand for chase figures like Joe just mentioned at nearly $40, the economics dictate that the fan base will still buy these figures for more money if you include more things in it and if you give us premium packaging. I'm still on their case about, look, Joe, I am just surprised that we don't get more like SDCC style exclusives throughout the year, like really premium Mr. T, Macho Man stuff. I understand they want it to be really special, but they could probably do that more than once a year.
Yeah. I mean, a couple times a year. I think that would be great. The ringside exclusives kind of, keep my interest as far as that goes. But yeah, something premium, super collectible, maybe twice a year even would be great.
Yeah, I would be fine with twice a year. You don't think you have to overdo it, but just to get that once a year, I think it's a little underwhelming in my opinion. And I agree with you. Yes, the ringside stuff does fill that gap. but I think that they need to just do something more premium on like Mattel Creations or something for the wrestling figure collector, for the higher end wrestling figure collector. You know what I'm saying? That's just a little more premium. I'll spend $39.99. You know, Hasbro Post does this stuff all the time with Transformers, Star Wars, you name it, right?
Yeah.
G.I. Joe. So why are we only getting one real special premium figure per year with Mattel? It just doesn't make any sense to me, Joe.
I know. Like you said, I guess they wait for the special, events, or in that case, the Comic-Con, to show off what they've been working on, or bigger ideas, exclusives, higher price point. So that's probably what they're aiming for, Even the Toy Fair, if they can do it, something, around there. But I know they're big with the Toy Fair, maybe the WrestleMania Access, the 2 Comic-Cons, San Diego and New York. If they did it a couple times a year, I think that'd be a lot of fun. But at the same time, maybe it'll take away, maybe they look at it more of like once a year is more important, more collectible as far as that goes. They could put more time and money into it.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but I still think you could eke out one more.
Oh, yeah.
I really do.
Dude, I would take 4 more. One for every event.
Exactly. Right?
But
Wouldn't you take one for San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, Toy Fair, and Access?
Oh, yeah. That'd be great. 4 times a year. I mean, you talk about getting amped up.
Come on now. Please. We're not bashful when we're spending our money on these action figures, guys. Come on. Come on. Like, you're doing the same thing. Steve, if you're listening, you bought a Jabba sales barge. Come on now. Pitch it to corporate, guys. We got the money. We want to spend the money. Wrestling figures haven't been this high in demand in the whole entire existence of wrestling figures. Make money while you can. I'd be throwing everything but the kitchen sink at the people, to try to get their money. As long as it was a smart business decision.
I think that's what Jeremy's going to start doing soon. Well, he's already doing it.
Yeah, he's already doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on.
That.
Speaking of it, AEW Series 5 up for pre-order. And what happened with you, Joe? Was it an instant pre-order for you, or did you wait, or did you get everything?
They're coming back to back. I ordered the ringside Cody. I ordered the NWO Cena. I ordered a couple other things. I forgot what else did I get. But Series 5 was up. I was like, oh my God, already? So I went for Lucha. I got Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Scorpio Sky, and Kazarian. I left the Hangman and Moxley for now. So I just grabbed those 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, you have 2 re-releases. You're getting the new guys. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This set I had to go all in on. I'm just a big Adam Page mark. You get a little bit of a discount by getting all of them together. I said, why not? I was going to get Jurassic Express. I wanted Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. We're really pumped up about getting the Scorpio Sky. We're really pumped out about getting the AEW tag team belts.
Yeah, same here.
And for me, like the Mox, I mean, even if I didn't want it, I could sell it, right?
I wish they did. Well, I know it's, they have to do the rare. I don't know if he's the rare or chase version, but I would have loved to have that version in the line with the patch over the eye.
Yeah, and he is the whatever rare chase, and then Hangman's the rare chase as well. I don't know. I'm getting a little, and I agree with you. Yes, with the Mox, yes, I would like for that to be in the regular release because we have the Santana with the patch over the eye, so it makes sense to have that, right? You want it loose as well. Maybe they'll do some sort of re-release on that head sculpt. I'm hoping in the future, but then again, that dumbs down the rare chase edition, doesn't it? I mean, it's kind of like, well, why do I need to get it then?
Yeah, I'm still not crazy about the rare or the chase editions.
I'm not anymore. I mean, I feel like they're just not doing much with them. It's like after this Darby Allin.
Oh God.
I really don't want Matt. I really don't want Cody. I really don't want this Mox. I really don't want this Page. Maybe I get the Page. Maybe just because again, I'm a big Page mark, but I don't know, man. Like I didn't get. Oh no, I did get the Mox. Oops. We'll talk about that later.
Oh God.
I've been buying crazy, bro. I've been buying like
with the amount of money you've been spending, we could have had our own studio. for the fucking show. For the show by now.
we would have had our own studio with 1,500 Instagram followers and 50 YouTube followers.
Well, we're not paying, man. We're not.
I know. I think it's funny.
I know.
I just continue to speak to you about this, and we're just like, God damn it. I mean, what the fuck are we? Well, I guess we're not paying. So I guess I don't know. Anyway, getting back to the chases. So yeah, I don't know, just not high on them. And then they're going to move to 1,000 and 3,000, which I think is a bad move. I thought it should have been, what did I say? No, are they doing 1,000 and 3,000? Was that confirmed?
Yeah, they were going up to a couple thousand.
Yeah, so it's like 1,000, 3,000. When I particularly would have liked like 3,000 and then something lower. I don't know, maybe 500. Keep the 500.
Yeah, that could happen.
That's what I would have liked. Have something really special in 500 and then go to 3,000 and then make that 3,000 widely available. Don't increase the rare. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes that rare still very, very highly collectible. And you can get the rares now. So now the market is just, imagine all the mocks. We've seen so many mocks 1 of 500s out there. I mean, prices were as low as $275 at one point. I think $250, $275. They're adding another 500. Wow, the collectability of those are going to go down to like between 100 and $150, bro. Probably.
Yeah, and I think you're still going to have the people hanging on to those price points, though. But me personally, I'm still not into the rare chase versions. Maybe the MJF. I like the color on the trunks. Other than that, maybe the Darby Allin. I don't know. I'm still not really that crazy about them.
Yeah, Darby's going to be the last one for me of the most recent series. So I'll have Series 1, Series 2 complete. I'll get the Darby, and then I'm going to get the Page probably. I haven't confirmed that, but that's it for me. So I don't know. That's our take. I did order the whole set, got that extra discount. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a freaking awesome lineup. And all the figures, at least the renders, look amazing. I mean, they look incredible, Joe.
Yeah, they do. As the series go on, the line's going to continue to improve.
Yeah. So, Boss Fight Studios, we had on the Gorilla Position last week, their new Legends of Lucha Libre line. We reviewed the figures. We reviewed, actually, the longevity of the line, too.
Yeah, they actually, looks like they listened. I think they left a little comment on the Instagram.
Yeah, it was nice. They did listen, and they thanked us for, obviously doing the little review, doing our position on the line, etc. I followed up to see if, hey, you want to do any product reviews? Let us know. We'll give it away. No response. So unfortunately, we're not going to be probably receiving anything from Master Republic or Boss Fight Studios. But
probably not this early with the beginning. They got to see how those things sell.
Yeah, and I know a lot of other people got them, like the Major Pod and Fully Posable, and they've been around for a little bit. I know.
Yeah, I watched Jeff's video. When he put them up.
Nice.
Fully Pose. Yeah.
I mean, did they look good? Did you like them? What are your thoughts?
I like them. I think they look good. I do. In package, I think they look pretty good. Outside loose, we kind of go back and forth with how we feel as far as scale goes. In this particular instance, I think the scale's off in a bad way with these guys. I didn't want to compare, but I feel like you can't help it because they did mention, I think earlier when these were shown, that they were going to be in scale with other figures, which again, I don't really care about it too much, but when you see the Penta next to the AEW Penta, I just think the AEW Penta just looks so much better. I got to see it in hand. Same thing with the Phoenix. I don't know, just looking at them, I just feel like, you shouldn't compare, but, I feel like if you collect action figures, sometimes you do. The scale's a little off, and the figures just don't look that great compared to those. Maybe on their own, not next to the ones we already have, they might look a little better. And as I said, in box, I think they look pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, and the boxes look great. I don't know if I was maybe I just skimmed over it quickly. I wasn't very critical of the way they look next to each other. I would like to see that again. I want to bring up some of the Instagram photos. I did not watch any of the videos just because I haven't had any time, unfortunately. but I know there was a lot of Instagram photos out there of the AWs next to the Legends of Lucha Libre. So I don't know. Again, like I said, I'd like to see them in hand. I'd like to do a comparison, an in hand comparison. What's going to suck is I may have to get 2 sets of these, Joe, because oh no. See, this sucks. This sucks all around. I only have 1 set of Lucha Bros in the box, in a mint box right now, because I was going to get these, and I'm like, why do I need 2? And now I think I got to get 4 more figures, man, just to compare them.
Yeah, I sent you the comparison pic just now. I don't know, that Penta, that body just looks weird. Like almost like the legs with the torso, the legs look tiny compared to the other Penta from Jazzbears. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at that body head standing next to the Penta we have.
Yeah.
It just
yeah, I
looks like
see
a
that.
midget. You know, it looks like a midget figure. Like
Yeah.
the legs just look weird. Really
Yeah, no,
small.
it does.
You
Does
know?
look very small. Yeah, and the legs on the Ray Phoenix are very similar as well. I don't know. It's interesting. Do you think the Jazz wares are a little bigger? Do you think that's the problem?
Yeah, like that looks like, yeah. I think maybe they're just a little bigger. You know, I do like the head on the Legends of Lucha, but the body going down just looks odd. Really
Yeah,
weird.
it does look a little weird and off. I'm wondering, once you take a ruler to them, what the size is compared to the AEW figures. I know not a lot of people do that in the wrestling figure community. They don't do really in-depth reviews where they're taking rulers to figures and such, and they scale them against other figures in lines and such. You know, that's what we were going to do on our YouTube channel, but unfortunately that got delayed. But yeah, you're right. The scaling looks very off, and they do kind of look midgety. I want to see them in hand, though. It could just be camera shots, you know?
Yeah, seeing them in hand. Maybe not comparing them, just looking at them as on their own.
Just looking at them on their own. Yeah, maybe standing them a little more upwards, and we'll go from there. But hey, it's their first figures in the line. Let's give them a shot. They look highly detailed. They look like fun figures, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm still going to get both. But yeah, let the line grow a little bit and go from there.
Awesome. With that said, we'll stick with kind of the Japan Lucha Libre realm of things. Jushin Thunder Liger figure by Storm was announced, and it's the 1989 version. And I think I got only one thing to say about this figure. I just don't care, bro. And I think we summed that up with the Andre the Giant from the 70s thing that
Yeah, it's just
that Super 7's doing. I'm just like, I've never seen Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah, that's like his real debut attire and head.
Yeah, it's just really, really obscure, bro. I mean, this should have been a limited. I don't know if it's going to be a limited edition figure. This should have probably been a limited edition of like 1,000 or 500 or something. You know what I'm saying?
It might be, but yeah, a lot of people are going crazy for it. I just don't. I don't know. Like you said, there's no connection there. I want to see the full attire though. It might just look cool on its own. You know, it's his debut attire. Really old. You know, really reaching there. You know, with Storm in the Liger line.
Yeah, I guess trying to get everything out that they can of him, but
Yeah.
I think this is kind of stretching it. And I am sure there are people that are wrestling figure collectors in their 40s and 50s that are actually going to go ape shit over this figure.
Yeah.
But if you're a wrestling figure collector in your 30s, come on now. Dude, you were like 4 years old.
They're like, I gotta get this. I remember that.
Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. Stop it. Stop overhyping this shit. I guess you could have went back and you could have been a big fan, but nobody was watching Jushin Thunder Liger in the United States in 1989 at
No way.
4, 5, 6 years old and being like, oh my God, I remember this dude in the short hair and blah, 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 blah. Simmer down, folks. Simmer down.
Until I seen that image, I was like, well, who the hell is that? I thought it was like Street Fighter or Tekken.
Yeah. Same here. I did not recognize it whatsoever.
Yeah. But
so,
I'm curious to see the rest, see what it looks like.
Yeah, of course. And look, there's so many memorable attires of him. If they're going to, I don't know if this is going to be like the first last, kind of this is it and then we're done, or if they go back really and do some deep cuts with like really, really obscure or really, really decoed out attires of his. If they do the really, really decoed out attires, even from his WCW era and such. Like, I'm all in on that stuff.
Yeah,
I
same
don't
here.
mind that.
I went back and I watched his match at NXT TakeOver with Tyler Breeze. I forgot about that. Forgot about that match.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Yeah, it was cool seeing him come out, man. The crowd was going nuts seeing him in WWE.
Of course. Well, I mean, like, it was so funny. We were talking the other night and I was watching ECW and they had Michinoku Pro Wrestling. And I was talking to you, I was like, oh my God, there's the BWO Japan version with Michinoku, Taka Michinoku, Terry Boy, Dick Togo.
Yeah.
They had the great Sasuke. Now that everybody's, but it's Sasuke as per Joey Styles in that show. But anyway, yes, in those attires and stuff during that era, all in.
Yeah, for sure. I would love a BWO like that with Michinoku.
Oh, the Michinoku, yeah, BWO would be awesome, dude.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Dick Togo, Terry Boy. Oh my God, with those blonde locks, I love it. Yeah, so that's it. That's, I think, our take on the Jushin Liger. I'm just not excited about it, guys. I'm not gonna buy one.
Listen, Will. I was 3 years old watching it. Okay, I'm gonna throw it out there. So, I don't know who the hell. I don't know why you're saying people didn't watch that. I did.
Oh, I know you did. I know you were sucking on the teat.
Yeah,
drinking a little milk, eating a little cookies, and watching Jushin Thunder Liger and NJPW probably didn't even exist. Whatever the promotion was at the time, which I don't even remember, in 1989 with his short hair.
Yeah,
and you were throwing the streamers.
I was like, Mom,
right across the television.
I was speaking clearly. I'm like, Mom, that's Jushin Thunder Liger. In 30 something years, they're gonna come out with that figure.
Oh my God, dude, big time trolls right now, guys. We're being big time trolls. But hey, we just tell it like it is.
Yeah, whatever.
What can you do? So moving on, let's go. We're going to the Microbrawlers this week. We're back to the Microbrawlers.
Oh my God, we can't escape.
We hate Microbrawlers, but we can't get over it.
I know, it's just we keep bringing up these Microbrawlers. I don't like them, but you know what? I ordered the Brody Lee, man. I had to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it anything like, I didn't even hear about this. Does it go to his estate and stuff? Like, is this kind of like a proceed situation, or did they mention anything like that?
I haven't heard anything like that. I figure technically, like, it's his first figure, as Brody Lee, AEW Series 1. These are probably going to sell out. And I like that it comes on the card. So I got the card with the protector. It's cool collectible little piece to have, especially him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And you know what? So I got an Owen Hart, and nice. I think, and it's very, for pretty much the same reason, right, Joe? I mean, first figure back, right? It's collectible. It's a limited edition. So it was like, I obviously didn't pay the foundation, but the guy that I got it from did, and well, I mean, I got it. I'll give him a shout. I got the Hustle Man, Hastel Toy. So go follow him, Hastel Toy and Collectibles on Instagram. Yeah, he did a great job with the price for me. I couldn't beat it. They were selling way more on eBay. This is the price I wanted to get in at, and so I did. And I was lucky. To get it. And yeah, man, you'll enjoy that Brody Lee. I've never had one in hand, so what's going to be fun is once I get my Owen and once you get your Brody, we got to kind of like talk about it on the pod.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as I get it, I'll put some photos up.
Yeah, put some photos up. And again, like, I think you've held these in hand, right? You've had a couple of them before in like crates and stuff. Yeah,
because I used to get the pro wrestling crate. Yeah, I gave them all away, or I forgot what I did. I sold them at the toy shows. But yeah, I had a couple, like Boogeyman, and I forgot the others I had. Maybe Dude Love. Yeah, I had a couple. But yeah, I sold all those.
Yeah, so I'm new to the game. I have never held one of these in my hand before, so we'll talk a little bit. And again, we won't get over the Microbrawlers. We don't like these things, and we're gonna still talk about them in the next podcast episode.
I know. Oh God, I do like that they come on the cards, so I think that's cool instead of those little baggies.
I agree.
Yeah.
The cards are a nice addition. I do like that they have the protectors too, which are fun. So yeah, we're hashtag MOC here, hashtag MOC for life, baby. Yeah, Joe. As I mentioned before, dude, I'm getting buried. With receivings. I got the Ultimate Warrior. Nobody liked it on Instagram. I don't know how you don't like that figure. We talked about that earlier this week as well. I mean, that's just an incredible piece. Like having that in hand, like I know Ring Giants are extremely obscure as far as collecting them, but to have a 1 of 25 in your possession, this is my second. I'm going to say it is the most expensive wrestling figure I've ever purchased in my entire life. I'm just happy it's home. I am happy to add it to the collection. And you know me, Ultimate Warrior is just, I'm fucking crazy for it. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. You collect all things Warrior, and that's one of 25. So yeah, it goes perfect with the rest of your collection.
yeah, it does. And I posted some photos on Instagram. I believe you may have reposted them on Twitter. I'm trying to curate a really, really nice Ultimate Warrior collection. I do have a lot of great figures even that aren't displayed there, which is why I'm hoping to get a new display case soon, or it's in the works. I'm kind of choosing which one I want. And I really want to, have everything nicely cased in the display case. I have that Series 1 Hasbro Ultimate Warrior that's on a perfect card. I got acrylic case for that, so that's coming in the mail. So I'm just going to have that just really nice Ultimate Warrior display to pay homage to him, as he is my basically favorite wrestler from that era, I should say. So I got that. And then I just got a wealth of receivings, man. I just been getting stuff. I picked up that Buried Alive set, that Jack's BCA Buried Alive set, which is great. I got the Mox, the AEW 1 of 500 Mox. I don't know. I'm just going down my list here, man. Oh, I finally got the Hulk Hogan Bash at the Beach 1996 WWE Classic Superstar exclusive, mint on in a minty mint box. I picked that up. I'm on the WCW Galoob hunt right now to finish out my
the
UK.
Galoobs.
Yeah, the UK collection, man. And dude, having some of these UK figures in hand, especially when they're really nice, like the Sid I just got and the El Gigante and the Ric Flair. I mean, they're beautiful. I love these figures, bro.
Yeah, man, they're great. Especially those UK versions, man. I love those.
Little hint, I got those Steiner brothers coming. And from across the pond itself, you'll never forget the name.
Oh, uh-oh.
Justin Rhodes. He's coming. He's coming home, baby. He's coming to America.
You need Big Josh with the hammer, the axe.
Yep. I'm never going to get the axe, but I need a Big Josh. I need a black Sting, the black pants with the yellow boots.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I need the UK or entrance attire, which when that OSFTM re-released that in the larger style LJN form in that, what is it, that kind of pink robe he's got? Or
I forgot. I don't know what you would call that attire. But yeah, the UK version had that first.
Yeah, so I only need those three, I believe, and then my UK collection will be complete. And at the centerpiece of it all will be that Brian Pillman, baby. Flying Brian Pillman.
Oh, man, on the card.
On the card. Imagine that display. I'm just going to do a UK display. I don't even want to do the US releases. I just literally want the Brian Pillman and then all my UKs around him. And I forgot, I got to get the Arn, which is not difficult to find in Doom, but those aren't difficult to find.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also went in for some reason on a Masters of the WWE Universe Series 6 Ultimate Warrior because I just wanted it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You showed me that. It's pretty cool. The white, it definitely stands out.
Yeah, with the white and the red attire. I think it's pretty cool. And dude, I just got a whole set of WWE Masters of the Universe Wave 5 just on eBay just because I just don't even want to hunt, bro. I'm just tired of it. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll pay $30 a fig at this point.
Yeah, sometimes it comes down to that where you're just like, whatever.
Yeah, got a couple of Young Bucks too to replace my shitty boxes that I got. That's it, man. Anything else? Obviously, I'll post on the Instagram once it comes in if I didn't mention it. And that's what I'm excited about, man. I'm excited about sharing some of my receivings coming up, increasing the size of the collection, obviously, and going from there, man.
Nice.
How about you, Joe? Any new receivings?
No, I've been kind of here or there. I got the Jack's Classic 1-2-3 Kid. I got the original San Francisco black and white Sting. What's that, like the 6-inch version?
Yeah.
Well, I used to have that on card, so I got that on card. I got the ECW Jack's Joey Styles, which is cool. I like that version. Well, Joey doesn't have too many figures, but I like that version. Joey. Yeah, a couple odds and ends here, Ben. Yeah, I mentioned last week I got the Warrior and Umaga from the Royal Rumble set. But yeah, as far as retro stuff, I got the Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch 2-pack. I got that Legends TNA Sting with the white, the red, white, and blue.
Oh, you finally got that one in? Yeah. Oh, it's a great figure, man.
Yeah, dude, it's great. It's great in person. Like I said, the Cade and Murdoch, I wanted that 2-pack. And I got some other things I'm bidding on right now, some retro stuff. So hopefully if I win those, I'll be talking about those next week.
Yeah, talk about them next week. I'm telling you, I can't get enough of that. Like, people don't like that deluxe style for Jax, and that, like, on the card, that Sting, ringside exclusive, right? I mean, It's just USA Sting. I actually like that USA Sting better than the defining moments that Mattel made, man.
Yeah, this one's a lot better. I like the box. I like the way the Sting looks up close. I think it's a solid figure.
Totally solid, man. So cool, man. Good receipt. Look, I've been a maniac. So don't mind me, guys. Look, I am not the $1,000 broski. I mean, I may be after this run. I mean, I may be the $2,000 broski after this run. But when it's all said and done, I may be the $10,000 broski, baby.
Yeah, you better be careful there.
I know the repo man's gonna stop by the house.
I know. You don't want him. You don't want him stopping by your house.
I know he's gonna come in, and I'm gonna be like, what happened? I thought you were smash.
He actually might already be stopping at your house. When's your garbage pickup?
Oh, Jesus God! It passed. Thank God, it passed this week.
Oh, okay. Because you might have been seeing him this whole time. You didn't realize.
I know. He hides behind the garbage there. He peeks his head out. Oh, guys, but yeah, I've been a little crazy, but yeah, it's fun. We just wanted to go over some of our receivings. I think we're super excited about what we got and what we got coming. And so Joe, we're really excited here. We're actually going to steer our podcast in a different direction this week, and we are going to be introducing a new segment. I don't know if it's going to be a new segment or if it's just going to be like, we had a difficult time recording this week, so we wanted to throw something in here that's fun. It's a fun segment. It's going to be called the Squared Spotlight. And Joe, tell a little bit of our listeners about it. I think this is a great idea, and I'm excited to talk about it, man.
Yeah, new segment. We'll probably do it maybe once a month or once every other month. We'll throw it in as like its own special spot. Like you said, it's called the Squared Spotlight. We will be picking a superstar or performer, professional wrestler for this segment and going over some highlights of his career and his or her career and going over their figures, what made them special and why we chose them to be under the spotlight.
Yeah, and you know what this kind of brings me back, Joe? I used to get the magazines, the WWF Spotlight magazines, and I think that's where that was kind of the genesis of us creating this segment. Like I used to love getting the Spotlight magazines, reading about the superstar. You got that big poster in them, which is really cool. That was
great.
Yeah, exclusive to the magazine. So that's kind of what we want to do here.
Yeah. So here we go.
All right, guys, let's get ready for the Squared Spotlight.
This capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. I've never seen a crowd so fired up. And if they're smart, they'll listen. How about some fair and balanced commentary? Look at the fans, JR. They know what's coming next.
I'm here to introduce Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam.
All right, everybody, welcome to the debut edition of the Squared Spotlight. And today we have, Joe, the Beast from the East, Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam, bam,
Bam Bam.
I used to hate that song he used to come out to. I don't know why.
Yeah,
man.
it was like a big drum beat to it. Boom. Yeah, boom. Yeah.
It almost makes you think he doesn't know any words besides those.
I know, and it was like his WrestleMania 11 entrance music too, which is against LT, and I'm just like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, so That's who we're choosing for our debut piece here. We're going to be covering Bam Bam's career, which is a lot of fun stuff, and I think he's a great person to kick this off.
Yeah, Joe. I mean, first wrestler in the segment. I mean, Jesus, I don't even know where to begin. He has such a storied career, ton of accolades. This is a big dude, man. He was 6'4", 400 pounds.
Yeah, big guy.
Big guy. You know, he's a New Jersey guy, baby. He's all, built from Asbury Park. Big dude, but originally from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, which is up north. So growing up, man, I was a huge Bam Bam fan. I mean, I got all the shirts. I had his big head shirt during the early WWF run. I had all his other shirts from the WCW run. I think, had his ECW shirt too, which was the kind of triple threat inspired one. And man, it was just amazing. Most iconic, just looking at him as in stature and in size. I mean, who would have ever thought to shave your head or go bald? I'm assuming he went bald, and then have flame tattoos printed on it.
I was just going to say that. I mean, being a kid, seeing a guy that big fly around like that, the diving headbutt, he do splashes, moonsaults, and the flames, and then the actual real tattooed flames on the head. As a kid, I was like, holy crap, man. And the name just goes perfect with the character, Bam Bam Bigelow. And I mentioned this in the beginning of the podcast. As a kid, I got to meet Bam Bam at this Monster Truck show, which I was amped up to meet him as a kid. And he was very nice. I remember, I got his autograph and everything. But seeing him in person, man, he's gigantic when you actually see this guy in person.
I agree. And I expressed the same sentiment. I saw him in King Kong Bundy in a small high school WWF show in the early 90s when I was a kid. And I was lucky enough to be front row at that show. My uncle actually took me to that show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was great. He was just monstrous, man. It's just amazing. Like, him and Bundy, it's like they were just huge. I mean, look, 6'4", 400 pounds, and this guy was literally a beast.
Yeah, he's huge.
And like you said, when you see him with the flame tattoos on the head, extremely imposing individual, whether it be in or out of the ring. But as you said, one of the nicest guys. I mean, you have Bret Hart here with a quote. He goes on to call him one of the best working big men in the business. And from Bret Hart, that says a lot, because Bret Hart, he's a personality guy first.
Yeah, he is. Big time.
And he's definitely a working guy as well. Second, I would say, or tied with first. So to have someone like Bret Hart go out and say that about you, I think speaks volumes. And this all starts his career, though, in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Joe.
Yeah. Bigelow began making, a lot of tours from of Japan with New Japan Pro Wrestling under the ring name Crusher Bam Bam Bigelow, which he had attached before he was just Bam Bam. He was called Crusher Bam Bam Bigelow. Bigelow became a very popular heel thanks to his amazing agility and unusual aerial moves, which he would fly off that turnbuckle, man. Moonsaults, headbutts, you name it. For a guy almost 400 pounds doing that, he looked like he was 180 pounds, which is crazy.
I know. It was, like I said, it was amazing. I mean, just seeing him do cartwheels in the ring, I'm like, damn, I can't even get myself off the couch half the time. And this guy's 400 plus pounds.
Oh, yeah, the cartwheels.
And just doing cartwheels. Just random. I mean, it's crazy. So agile in the ring.
He was. And, some fun facts. In January 1989, he formed a tag team with Big Van Vader, known as Big, Bad, and Dangerous, which I thought was very cool, especially those two guys in the ring together. And a little highlight from their tag team here, I have in March 1991, they defeated Doom in a Tokyo Dome as part of the WCW New Japan Super Show. And they also defeated Hiroshi Hase and Keiji Muto for the IWGP Tag Team Championship, which I thought was pretty cool that those two, big men held those tag team titles.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And that is a crazy tag team. And when we were reviewing this and found out about it, I was actually in awe because I never knew they tagged together. And I would love to see some of that old footage because Big Van Vader, Mr. Leon White, man, he also was a very agile big man, and they
Same thing, yeah. Moonsaults, you name it.
so it came under the same tutelage, and whether or not they have developed those skills, and I'm assuming they did in Japan, and I don't know who they trained under, but I'll tell you, both of them, very similar styles, big men, agile, and that tag team must have been incredible. And that is really cool that they did win the IWGP Tag Team Championship in 91. But it's weird too. Bam Bam had an interesting career because while he's doing all this New Japan stuff, I mean, he's in WWF in the 80s. He does his New Japan stuff, and then he goes back to WWF afterwards. And then what happened with him at WrestleMania and doing all these crazy things with the $1 Million Corporation and all that stuff.
Yeah. Being a kid, I always remember his feud with Doink. It took place, I want to say, what was that, right before WrestleMania 10, where they had that match. But being a kid, I always remembered, him feuding with Doink and Bam Bam and Luna Vachon together. And then that all led up to that match at WrestleMania 10 with him and Luna versus Doink and Dink. And from my childhood, I always remember that match at WrestleMania 10.
Oh, I do too. And I remember the lead to that match. I've been watching some of this era of WWF wrestling, and even some of the vignettes in the aisleways and stuff. Not backstage, but out of the ring and things, and stuff like that, with Doink coming up to him or Dink doing a prank on Luna, and just Bam Bam and Luna coming out together. I liked that pairing. I really liked Luna Vachon and Bam Bam Bigelow together. I wish that they kept them together a little longer.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Who's the better manager than Luna to be with Bam Bam, But let's just put it this way. I don't know if really Bam Bam needed a mouthpiece. I thought he was pretty good on the mic, and I thought he did a really, really good job with LT as you move out of WrestleMania 10 and into the next year into WrestleMania 11.
Yeah, same thing. I always remember that match being a kid too, ordering that pay-per-view. And it's a real big highlight for Bam Bam's career to headline. Was he headlining? Yeah, he was after Michaels and Diesel, I believe.
Yeah, they were in the main event, man.
They were the main event, him and LT. And I think Bam Bam did a great job making sure, LT looked good. He made LT look good in the ring. LT had that huge shoulder press at the end, actually pinned Bam Bam, which was crazy. I was like, wow, he actually beat Bam Bam. But I think Bam Bam did a great job headlining a WrestleMania and putting over LT.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could have anyone other than Bam Bam in the ring at that time working a match with someone the likes of LT. And I mean, he made him look good.
Yeah, exactly. When I look back and think of that match, it really wasn't bad at all.
No,
especially
not
headlining
at all.
WrestleMania. I mean, it was a weird time, but still.
Yeah, I agree. And I think people do give that match some flack, but if you go back and rewatch it now, we talk about this, pairings of, we understand why it's done. You want to bring in outside celebrities, you want to pair them up, you want them to be in the ring, you want more eyes on the product. It brings more eyes, brings more revenue into the product. But this was really the first time that you had a huge, huge NFL superstar in the ring. I mean, look, yeah, did you have like Refrigerator Perry and stuff and some of these NFL guys doing Royal Rumbles and stuff? Yeah, you had that, right? But this is a main event match at WrestleMania. You're bringing in LT, premier Hall of Fame defensive lineman for defensive back, correct?
I forgot what position he played, but yeah, one of those.
From the New York Giants in the ring against Bam Bam. And the build is long too, because you have Bam Bam and his altercation.
Yeah, I always remember that.
With the push. Remember the push?
Yeah, he pushed the shit out of him.
And then they have the media events and stuff leading into this match. You have LT's little entourage with his lawyer and trainer and all this stuff. I mean, this stuff is golden, guys. If you haven't looked at some of the stuff leading up to this WrestleMania match, it's great. And Bam Bam's tough, man. He's got the leather jacket on. He's like, you don't come into my place. You know what I'm saying? This is my place.
Yeah, you don't belong here.
You don't belong here. Yeah, and she just does such a good job at selling everything leading up to this match on the mic and then at the match in the ring. So I know, Joe. I love this match, and I'm a huge mark for this match because I'm a big Bam Bam guy, and everyone shits all over this match, bro.
I don't think it was bad at all. If you rewatch it, it's pretty good.
So then after this match, though, it kind of sucked for Bam Bam, right? Like, I don't know if putting LT over for him personally was the best thing, because then the $1 Million Corporation disowns him, and then he kind of falls into like no man's land.
Yeah, he's here or there, random matches. Kind of fades away.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Where do we go from there?
Then he goes to the, like WWF, obviously Bam Bam, but I feel like ECW really appreciated him, and, he elevated the company there.
He won the title.
He won the title, man. Former television champ, former heavyweight champ. He had a great feud with Taz. I always think about his matches with Taz. And who could forget, the infamous Spike Dudley when he throws him into the crowd.
Come on.
Come on now.
Joe, that's not the only thing. Remember when him and Taz, he's in the Kata Hajime and he puts Taz through the ramp?
Yeah. No, they go through the ring. And then there was another time where they go off the ramp. Taz gives him the T-bone and almost like breaks his neck going into the guardrail. Do you remember that?
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Taz for some reason gives him a T-bone suplex off the ramp, like into the crowd, kind of. But like the back of his head cracks that guardrail so hard. I always remember that. And then when he has the Kata Hajime on Bam Bam, I don't know if it was the same match, but he jumps backwards. They go through the ring. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. They go through. Yeah. I didn't remember if it was this was Living Dangerously 1998. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they go right through the ring.
Right through the ring.
He drags Taz up and pins him.
Dude, come on now.
That was insane. And same thing, Bam Bam and Taz had great matches for, the size comparison there.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, come on. Bam Bam dwarfed Taz, but, it's like...
You didn't notice.
No, you didn't notice at all.
And of course, former member of the Triple Threat. I mean, he easily replaced Brian Lee.
Yeah.
He was the Triple Threat with Candido, Douglas. I mean, he was the third man, the big man. And, that's when he debuted that fucking attire that we're going to get to that I love. That gray flame attire. That was my favorite.
I know. Man, well, even getting into some figures real quick. I mean, so you look at pretty much, we're at his careers, I would say halfway point, a little past it right now, being in ECW. But you look at the first half of his career, and you look at all the WWF stuff he did, and obviously headlining WrestleMania, being IWGP Tag Team Champions with Big Van Vader.
Yeah, closing his career out in WCW, which I didn't really like. Former hardcore and tag champ there, which wasn't bad.
Yeah, but the first half of the career, I mean, pretty prominent role in professional wrestling history. I mean. And then you had the action figures to go along with it, man. You had the infamous LJN figure that, people beat the shit out of that thing, Joe. I mean, it's so difficult to find one that is in really good mint condition loose. You can't find one.
If you have one mint, I love this LJN figure. Starting off, Bam Bam's wrestling figures here, if we go down his timeline. The LJN's great. It's one of my favorite LJNs, too. Underrated LJN, too. I think they nailed him as an LJN figure.
Yeah, I think they nailed it as well, and he looks great. He's got kind of the missing tooth going on. He's got the tattoo on the head.
Tattoo looks great.
I love the flame design. I mean, this is perfect. WWF, 80s, Bam Bam Bigelow. You move into his next run with the WWF, and you get, the infamous Hasbro on that, on that red card, which is, again, just an amazing figure. Kind of paying homage to that LJN a little bit, right? I mean, it kind of in the same attire. Same tattoo design on the head.
Yeah, a little brighter. Same thing. One of my favorite Hasbro, especially on that red card. And I love that figure. I'm just glad he was able to get into the Hasbro line. I'm glad they made him.
Yeah, I am too. And then, kind of midway through his career, as we left off here with the ECW stuff, I mean, man, so much memorable moments. No figure though, and that's kind of where I was a little disappointed because he just left ECW when OSFTM started making figures. You know what I'm saying? So he did not...
he was out. He was out before that line was really put into place. But imagine getting him with the heavyweight title or getting an OSFTM, Bam Bam, and the Great Flame.
Man.
Oh, my God.
How cool would that have been?
like the Mike Awesome size.
And you can kind of like use, I think the next figure we're going to talk about pretty soon.
Yeah, the Bruisers.
Yeah, kind of as a placeholder there, but it's not the same really. I mean, it's a little out of scale. Man, we always talk about this line. OSFTM ECW, what could have been? We reviewed that in a previous episode, man. What could be today? I mean, geez, it's just I wish some of these styles of figures would be created again. I know we had the retro madness, but I mean, I really wish that, some of these other styles could be recreated too. I mean, that would be so cool. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So really quickly then, the last half of his career is with WCW, as you mentioned. He was the Hardcore and the Tag Team Champion. I mean, not really a great run, right? I mean,
two solid figures. I'm glad we actually have the Gray Flame in figure form. WCW Marvel Toy Biz put out 2 versions of Bam Bam, which I think are solid figures. You got the Bruisers Bam Bam with the Gray Flame, and then the Thunderslam 2-pack with Goldberg, where he's in the orange and red attire. In my opinion, I like both figures, and I'm glad we got the Gray Flame with Toy Biz.
These are Bam Bam's best figures of all time.
Yeah, these are great.
They just proportion-wise, they're in scale. They're about a 6-inch scale figure. The proportions are perfect. We always talk about body size, and like we reviewed that new Legends series, I believe it's series 10, series 11 or something, Vader that's coming out, and the body proportions are just not there. And I think with this Bam Bam, it's just incredible.
Yeah, I love both of these figures.
He's spot on. He looks great. His face is great. His body proportions are great. If you were, in my opinion, to get a Bam Bam Bigelow figure out of all these that we're going to mention, I think this is going to be it.
Yeah, I love both of these, especially that style, size, and of course the attires.
Yep. And then we obviously have, we had some newer figures of him created as wrestling figures evolved. And most notably first, the Jakks Classic Superstar line Series 9, you had another great figure. Hey, I absolutely love this Bam Bam in an RA style, Ruthless Aggression style figure with that style of articulation, 6-7-inch scale. You had Mattel release 2 figures. You have the Legend Series 5 Bam Bam in that kind of entrance, that decked out entrance gear.
Yeah, I love that jacket.
That jacket's amazing.
It's great.
That flame collar jacket with the gauntlets and everything. It looks great. I have that figure. And then they did the Then, Now, and Forever flashback, which was a Walmart exclusive. Absolutely love that figure as well. That's a lot, Joe. We did not mention that also Jakks Classic Superstars, Jeremy was going to do a Gray Flame Bam Bam.
Yeah, it was never released. Oh, man. That's the one I wanted.
The Triple B logo, baby, right in the center.
I'm thinking about which figure I like the most. It's hard to say. I do like the WCW Toy Biz one and the Legend Series 5 Bam Bam. That's up there too. But the Jakks Classic Gray Flame that was never released. Oh, man, that's the one I'd probably be my favorite.
Yeah, if there were one that would be like the gem of the collection, it would be that unreleased figure. Now, I am not certain who has it, but I think KWK Sean does.
I thought he did. I thought he sold it online or something.
Yeah.
Or I seen it. Yeah.
We have to do a little investigation, a little research here at the Squared Circle Action Figure Podcast, because I believe our buddy KWK either once held this in his possession or still does to this day. We're going to get some confirmation, and hopefully we can get some photos regardless. But I would absolutely love for more photos to be seen, and I'd love to meet or know or even have the person that owns this figure on the podcast to discuss it, because I think it's a gem piece. And if you're a Bam Bam Bigelow fan or a Bam Bam Bigelow collector, it's got to be in your collection. And just knowing about it and knowing who has it, I think is always important.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, the BBB. It's just awesome.
Triple B logo, man. That is a great attire. So, Joe, you want to close this out? Well, this is our first Squared Spotlight. Got the Beast from the East, Bam Bam Bigelow here, man. I think this was fun. I like talking Bam Bam. I think this is going to be a fun little addition to the podcast.
Yeah, going over some career highlights. He's had a pretty good run with action figures. He's very toyetic character, so I'm glad he was able to get a figure in almost every line. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, he's great, man. Great person to have up first here.
Yeah, talk about almost a Grand Slam player. I mean, you think about it, there's not many of them around to this day, and he almost did it, and he's not a Hulk Hogan by any means.
If he hit the ECW, that would have been it.
Yeah, you could really do a trade-off there with OSFTM for Hogan, and he could have been, you know what I'm saying? Because Hogan never had an ECW figure, so...
Yeah, because he's been around. He tackled them all. LJN, Hasbro, Marvel Toy Biz, Jax, Mattel. So yeah, he was just missing that ECW figure.
Man. You always say what could have been, baby.
Man, that would have been insane. A Thrill Zone Bigelow?
To have an actual triple threat in the OSFTM ECW line would have been out of this world, man.
Oh man, that would have been unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Well, maybe we can get somebody to frickin' make us one. I mean, God, everybody wants to customize this shit and customize that shit. Let's customize a Bam Bam Baby for OSFTM. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'd be all about that.
Oh my gosh, I'd be all in on one too. As long as it looks good. Give me one that looks good. Man,
yeah. Love
ECW. I've been getting so many ECW shirts too, Joe. I forgot about that. We're not going to talk about that. I got my ECW Tommy Dreamer here from Mattel too. It's a good figure. I like it. I forgot to mention that.
That's a cool figure.
Yeah, we like ECW here, baby. We are super ECW marks here, man.
Oh my God. 1995? That's when it all started for me.
Oh, God. It's like when I met my first girlfriend and then we had to break up in 2000. Oh, my God.
All right, so you want me to close this out?
Yeah, let's close it out, baby.
All right. A little closing statement here from the Squared Spotlight. Bam Bam was a great performer, and I think sometimes taken for granted. He could work against any type of performer and elevated any company he was a part of. One of the most athletic superstars of his size to ever step foot in the ring. Bam Bam Bigelow was a talent unlike any the business had seen before. Rest in peace, big man.
That's it, everybody. Well, that was awesome, Joe. Hell, you may be doing copy for Mattel before we know it.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. So, guys and gals, thanks again for joining us for the first Squared Spotlight. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for enjoying the episode this week. Come back next week. We're going to try to put out more content again. We're still working through the kinks. And we appreciate all our listeners, all our followers on social media. So please, please, please don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, write a review for the podcast on all major podcast platforms. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SQD Circle AFP. And Joe, as we always say here, remember, the Squared Circle Action Figure Podcast is the gold standard in wrestling figure collecting.